Hello, everybody. This is Randy Baxter. I'm the president of Asset Positioning Services. And yes, I know I misspelled the first word. It was about 4 o'clock this morning, and I know I before E, except after C, but I just now caught it, and I'm sorry. We're going to be talking about achieving independence with diversification and market mix this morning. Again, I'm Randall Baxter. I'm the president of Asset Positioning Services, and I hope what I have to say today has value to you. Those of you who are listening who are brand new, be sure that you're taking the training course. It's either going to be daily, one email a day. I call it advanced training spoon fed, or you can have the fast track where you can get the whole training system and do it all in one weekend if you want to. I just want to be sure that everybody can learn at the rate that they want to learn. But anyway, I'm going to talk about independence today because it's a holiday. But anyway, and some of y'all don't know this, but I was a history teacher for a long time, and then I had a radio show for a long time about the military. And on the July 4th, I'd always do the July 4th radio show. So I thought maybe today I would sort of tie it in. I just want you to think about the Declaration of Independence. I'm going to show you how this ties in here in a minute. But the Declaration of Independence states three basic ideas. One, that God made all men equal and gave them the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Two, the main business of government is to protect these rights. Three, if a government tries to withhold these rights, the people are free to revolt and to set up a new government. Well, what's that got to do with estate planning? Well, I'm going to try to tie it together for you here. So anyway, first of all, I just want to discuss the first of these and how it's related to you and your business. So God made all men equal and gave them the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, let me just ask you a question. When you entered the financial services arena, you declared your right and ability to grow and prosper in any direction you choose. There, I misspelled direct. These 4 o'clock morning sessions are getting to me. But you did that when you decided to be an independent business person. You declared your right and ability to grow and prosper in any direction you choose. So let me ask you, are you doing that? So you looked into regulations and maybe regulators. You looked for mentors, and then you looked at your initial market in your search to be independent. And I don't know a lot of financial services people that are employees, unless they're employees of their own company. Some are employees of big Eastern mutuals and they're middle managers, but the independent agent is he or she's the boss. And that's a choice they make on their own for whatever reasons they want. My reason was because I didn't take orders well, so I thought I'd better not be in a place where I had to take a lot of orders. But that was your right to life, and it was the right to life that you wanted. You chose the financial services industry with the freedom to grow and the freedom to be happy. But I meet so many independent agents that are not growing and are not real happy. And sometimes I make it my mission to show them things that they can do, easy things, easy process, easy things that they can do to guarantee that the choice they made was a good one. So, when you came into the market, I don't know how you chose to get in it, but many of you chose the products and markets you were led to by mentors and recruiters. I was. Some became captive in order to be taught what you think you needed to know. I was. But it also gave your teachers and your coaches and your mentors the power to teach you, and in some cases, even brainwash you into captivity. I see this all over the financial services industry, all over the United States of America. And I'll talk to people about their career and they'll go, oh, my boss won't let me do that, or my company won't let me do that. Okay. And it's okay if what you're exchanging for that is your security and your income to do what you're told. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of people that are not happy because of that. So So, but I just want you to know, I chose that route myself in 1983. It's not the life I live today. But when I went into the business, it's the life I chose. I chose it because I wanted prestige, I wanted security, and I realized that and I still have my personal New York life insurance policy, a whole life policy, and it's a wonderful contract. But I was brainwashed into thinking that if you didn't have a New York Life logo on any product that you had an inferior product. And that meant that I had to convince people to buy my product. And I didn't know that was wrong for a couple of years. And then I realized that that was wrong. Not that New York Life was wrong, because today, when I find somebody that needs a New York Life product, I get it for them. Used to be, if I sold products outside of New York Life would fire me. But so I was taught by a major Eastern Mutual company to convince people that the products they offered were the best. Just like I try to convince you that the concept that I offer you is superior. And if I sold someone a product that did not have their logo, they would remove my security and punish me. And there's a whole bunch of people out there like that right now. So some of you are probably even listening right now. And what I'm saying to you is, be sure you're getting what you bargained for, if that's the punishment, if they can do that to you. So anyway, one day an older financial service leader took me to lunch, and I'll never forget it. He's passed away now, but he was a general in the Air Force and owned his own insurance brokerage company. And he looked at me and he took me to lunch and he said, "Randy, you spend so much of your time trying to convince your narrow product line is best for everyone." And he got real quiet. And then he said, "Would you and your clients not be better off if you discovered the needs and desires and searched the open market for the product that best suited their goals? Instead of trying to make people fit the products you have available, why not go out and find the product that fits that person's goals and needs?" 2 weeks later, I quit my high paying job at New York Life. I left my health insurance, I left my pension, and I opened my own company. And it was the best thing I ever did, because it gave me the independence to represent my clients and to help them find that the product that fit their needs, and not try to make them fit a product. Sometimes even around my office, I hear people say things that, when they say pitch, or when they say, are we going to go after that? I always look at them and I go, let's don't pitch or go after a certain product. Let's go in and find out what these folks need, what will make their lives easier and better. And then let's get the right product to do that, regardless of what company makes it. And regardless of what the outcome is, if it's the right product, then you did the right thing. So you kind of have to have a sales system that allows that conversation to occur. So, after talking with that elderly gentleman, I knew right then that he was right, and I needed to grow in that direction. I knew I needed a go-to first interview that led the prospect to an open discussion about their true purpose for money. Sometimes I ask people, why did you pick that death benefit? Why did you have that product? Why would you pick a variable annuity product instead of a fixed annuity product when you're so adverse to risk? And most of them will go, well, that's what my agent told me to buy. Mm-hmm. Eventually, what developed over time was what I try to teach you all: the family tree asset positioning go to first interview. It's an interview that you can use with any client anytime, the first time or the next time, and they will be amazed at your ability to help them communicate to you their personal goals in a non-stressful, non-pressure way. So, when I told you about the Declaration of Independence, I don't care to tell you, my life, my liberty, and my pursuit of happiness was enhanced by this process. The go-to first interview, the asset positioning go-to first interview, family tree asset positioning. So, I just want to stress that to you that it's not the products you sell, it's the process you take your client through. It's the experience you take your client through. So this sort of brings me to the second goal of our Declaration of Independence. The main business of government is to protect these rights. Well, what's that got to do with family trees and financial planning and stuff like that? Well, I'll be honest with you. Let me ask you this question. Are you not the government of your career and your business? Are you? And I talk to so many people that don't have control over their business. They don't have control over their process. So they're still self-governed, but they're not governed very well, or they're dominated by some manager somewhere that tells them what to do. Here's what I'm going to promise you. If somebody's telling you what to do, it's because they're telling you what to do because it benefits them. That's even true with me. If I'm trying to coach somebody, I know that if I coach them right and get them where they want to be, it'll help me be where I want to be. But I also know that I wouldn't coach somebody to not be where they want to be just to get me where I want to be. So when I run into financial services people who are struggling in the middle of the pack and want to be in the top third of the producers, when they actually say that to me, what I want to say to them is, why not do what the top third producers do? Why not learn their mindset? Why not compare your mindset to their mindset and see which one's more effective? I'll be honest with you. I used to wonder where my next client was coming from, and right now, sometimes I wonder if I'm ever going to get a few minutes rest to take care of me, because the momentum has grown so fast and so hard that I need help. I can't go national unless I have good financial services agents across the country who understand the true purpose of what I teach. So, my question is, are you not the protector of your business? Are you taking the steps to protect and grow your business? Out of 150 licensees, I tell you right now, 40 to 60 say yes. Another 30 or 40 say yes, but they don't mean it. And some people say, no, can you help me? I don't know what to do. And some say, I don't care. But anyway, is it anyone's responsibility other than yours? So let me ask you a question. What steps are you taking to guarantee and protect your interest and the growth of your business? What steps are you taking? So if you invest in yourself, is this not a form of taxation, a necessary expense? Originally when I was teaching people, I said, hey, you can go one-to-one and not have to spend much money. And it's absolutely true. That's why I teach you that one sentence. I think you might benefit from a conversation with me about your current estate plan. It doesn't cost you anything to do. It doesn't cost you anything to say. And if you say it with sincerity, people will agree with you and they'll have that conversation with you. But if you want to launch and you want to get busy quickly, instead of going one-to-one, you need to go one-to-many. Just like this conversation I'm having right now with more than one person, one-to-many. So, I know it's a necessary expense of my time. And I know that if I want to speak to 100 people in the month of July, but I'll be honest with you, I think I'm probably going to be indirectly or directly speaking with 800 or 900 people in the month of July through you all, my licensees. and the people that you all bring to me and the people that I bring to the company myself. I say it's going to be real close to 800 or 900. One to many. And that's because I'm going to use a marketing program that advertises workshops where people will come to learn about their wills and what they might not know. And that's I always tell people, if you talk to me, you might learn something which you were not aware. So anyway, I'm just going to ask you, what steps are you taking to guarantee and protect your interest in the growth of your business? You're the government. So anyway, the last and third statement of the purpose of the Declaration of Independence is if a government tries to withhold these rights, the people are free to revolt and set up a new government. So, hey, out of 100 agents, if you're in the bottom third, it's time to have a revolt against whoever's managing your company. And it's time to take the mindset that you have and turn it into the mindset that works. But see, only you can do that because you are the government of your company. So how well has it been run? How well is it functioning? How is it making a profit? Are you spending money where you shouldn't spend money? If you ask me those questions, I'd say yes to every one of them. I know I'm spending money. I'm making mistakes because I'm so busy. I'm trying to limit those mistakes, and I know when I make them. Sometimes I think it's just best to make them. But at the same time, I also know that if I want to talk to 100 people, it's probably going to cost me $3,500 to do that. I also know that if I follow my go-to first interview and spend that $3,500 and have 100 people show up, that means my initial approach only cost me $35 a head. Now, some of them don't show up and some of them don't buy. So maybe I get 22 or 23 first appointments to do the go-to first interview. Well, divide 22 into 3,500, it gets to where I'm real close to, 100 and whatever that is, a little over $100 a lead. If you follow the go-to first interview correctly, for every 10 people that sit down to have that interview with you, 7 will make a purchase from you because that's what works. I know it works because it works for me. Now, if it doesn't work for you, try doing it my way. Use the script I give you. Use the agenda I give you. Use the confidential I give you. Use the power phrases I give you. And what you'll find is that the government of your company will change a little bit. You'll generate more revenue. So, I just want to ask you a question. Are you not free to implement changes to your business that creates the environment for growth, to change your life, increase your liberties, and pursue a happier life? Are you free to do that? And a lot of you, the answer is yes, but a lot of you, the answer is no. You say no because the president of my company won't let me. And then I'll say, who's the president of your company? And they say, well, me. It makes me want to look at them with my head tilted over a little bit, and I just want to go, well, why is that? Why would you resist a growth process? And if you've got a better one, that would be a good reason to resist it. But if you're struggling and barely keeping your nose above water in this business, if you read the book Approach, Plan, Succeed, and trace it back to that little seagull in Jonathan Livingston Seagull in the book, he ran into seagulls who would not give him the time of day and would not teach him what they did. But he also ran into other seagulls that would say, let me show you how to fly a little higher. Let me show you how to eat a little better or to have things a little bit better. The only way you really knew that was work is if the mentor you picked was doing it. So, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We all, since we're all business people, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is usually tied to the success of our business. So I'm going to ask you the question: are you not the government for your business? Are you choosing the path for your life and career, or are you just letting it happen? Okay, if you're just letting it happen, you have no control. So all I'm asking you is, are you free enough to take control of your business? I hope you are. I hope that's why you're here. So, I'm going to ask you a question. I didn't say this right. Here's the way I wanted to say it. Are you a ding dang old product salesman? If you are, I hope you're good at it, because you're probably approaching people who don't want it or don't need it and tell you that. And when you do that, you've missed the opportunity to find out what they really want, what they really need, and you are already properly licensed to provide that product if you know where to go find it. That's why I like Simplicity of Minneapolis. They help me find the right products. They don't find me all the right products. Sometimes I have to look elsewhere, but it's rare. But it doesn't have to be Simplicity of Minnesota or Minneapolis. You can pick any mentor or any consultant that you want that'll help you with the product design. Because the true talent in our industry, and folks, if you got a pencil, you ought to write this down. The true talent in our industry is the agent or the broker who has the ability to get the client to talk and for the client to tell the agent what's going on in their life so that the agent can make what I call the proper diagnosis. And if you make the proper diagnosis, it should be easy to write the proper prescription. And whether that's an Emeritus index annuity contract because it has a 30-day wait before you turn on the income, or if it's because you're using an American Equity contract because you need the bonus to make the transaction work, and it's still the best interest of the client, or whether you want a company that's got all the best caps because you might have an analytical that wants to know how the caps work. I don't do well with analyticals. I'd rather have somebody say, "This is what I want done. Can you help me find the right product?" And I go, "This is the right product," and I'll show them 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 products that might fit that need and let them eliminate it. If they do the elimination, then they're going to wind up looking at 1 or 2 products that fit their goals, and they're going to buy it. They're going to tell you which one they want. But if you just go in and pitch one product, it's a little bit of a problem because you may miss the opportunity to find out what they really want. So anyway, let me ask you this. Do you have a marketing strategy with discipline and direction? I can tell you right now, some people don't. Some people do, but their income goals are low, and that's okay. I mean, if you don't have a very high income goal and you have a marketing strategy that works and achieves that income, more power to you. But anyway, if you have a go-to first interview that guarantees you will explore all aspects of a prospect's life and their pursuit of a good life, liberty, and pursuit of their happiness, you have a good client, and they'll know they have a good agent, good advisor. So just let me ask you this question. I want you to let it sink in. Is giving your clients and prospects an opportunity to be in control of their health and their well-being, to select someone they trust to be in charge of their finances and their estates when their lives are over or when they become incapacitated? Is that something that you would like to give to your clients? And I think sometimes when I have licensees here in the office and they hear me talking to people, maybe in Arizona or something like that, and how concerned they are about the situation that they're in, or how grateful they are that they have the right paperwork, or that they know what their mom or their dad wanted. And then when you say, well, we can talk about that later, and a lot of times I hear this all day, and I've already heard it yesterday from Arizona, Randy, I'll do whatever you suggest. And I said, well, we need to talk about it first. And they said, well, we trust you. And my answer is no, let's talk about it. And I will make a suggestion, but it has to be according to your true purpose for money in this trust document so that you can accomplish the goals your mom wanted to accomplish. And they'll go, thank you. And you know what? I don't pitch any products because I know that I'm not sure yet exactly what the diagnosis is. I think I know what it is, but I need to make the diagnosis before I write the prescription. So I'm going to ask you, as the president of your company, which I'm sure most of you are, would offering these things to people you know who are your clients benefit from a simple conversation with you? I think they would. If you don't think that they would, then you're not having those conversations. Scaredy cat. But anyway, all I want to know is, we have a holiday coming up. It's there, I wanted those three things for you to be aware of, the pursuit of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I think that's why you're here. I hope that's why you're here. So I'll throw it up to questions. If you have any questions for me or any remarks, folks, it's all in the mindset. I'm going to tell you a real quick story about Frank Divers. He's all the time telling people to be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. And on his way home yesterday from a boot camp in Phoenix, he had a head-on car collision going 70 miles an hour. He was going 40 and the other guy was going 70. It almost killed him, but it didn't. I talked to him this morning, but he said, Randy, I need to do this as a testimonial to all of our mind, whatever you want to call it, licensees, to get their paperwork in order first, and it'll be easier to help other people get their paperwork in order. And I knew that already. I knew I needed to make some changes in my trust. So that's something I did this weekend. Is I rewrote my trust and did a restatement because there's just been some things going on that I needed to address. Okay, so it's not a relationship change, but it has been an asset change. My company's growing. And I've already had the biggest health scare that anybody could ever have when the doctor told me he didn't think I'd live till tomorrow morning on Christmas Eve. And I lucked up and made it there. So, you never know. And if you haven't got your act together and your life in order, you'll find it hard to help other people get their life in order. So are there any questions out there? I know there's some new people out there. There's some folks that have been with me for a couple of years. Do you have any input? Are there any questions there, Lisa, in the chat room?
Nothing yet in the chat, Randall.
Okay. Susan, you're new. Have you got any remarks? Any things I can do for you? You're on mute.
Oh, awesome, Randall. No, we just always have to keep that mindset is really key. And the workshops do work. I have a question real quick.
Okay.
What have you found to be the most effective title for the workshops when you present?
The one I use is called Will Awareness.
Okay. And that's probably has been drawing the most people out of all the ones you did.
Yeah. And there's another agent here in this business complex that I've known for years. And I've tried to get him to be a licensee for a long time. And he always told me no. And then he walked up and he said, hey, Randy, I have estate planning capability now. And I said, well, you didn't get it through me. And he said, I know, but I have it. And I'm marketing things the way you said it. And I walked by in the training room today with 30 people and he had that room full. And it's, and I looked at him through the window, stuck my thumb up at him, and say, way to go. And I bumped into him here a little while ago and he said, Randy, everything you've been telling me is right. And, you don't have to be my licensee. You don't have to even be one of my students. I want you to be, but this market is so wide open nationwide because of COVID and because of all the things that are going on. People realize that they do not have their estates in order and they're waiting on somebody to approach them because they don't know who to talk to. They think it's going to cost too much. They're just waiting on you to approach them. So my question for everybody is, what are you waiting on? Communicate with all your clients. Do a mass mailing. The real secret is to do it steady and do about 10 approaches a week, and learn your approaches and learn the type of people that you approach, whether that type of person is correct or not. Okay. If I can teach you to do the first step correct, everything else falls in place. You'll get so busy, you'll be looking for a day off, and your income will skyrocket. I'm not the biggest producer in America. I don't want to be. I'm 70 years old, and I just like making money and having what I want and teaching people what I want them to know. But if you want $250,000 to $500,000 or maybe $1 million a year in income, and that's not one of the biggest producers in the world, if that's what you want, then try doing what those people who make that money in this industry do. And you know what it is? Don't tell anybody, but it's helping them find the things that they want and need in their lives that make their lives better. That's all. And having the ability to get them to talk to you about it. The Family Tree Asset Positioning Go-To First Interview, that's what it does. That's why it works. That's why I do it. Remember, my motto of my company is I only teach you what I know and I only teach you what I do. If you ever run into any of my local licensees, and maybe in Minneapolis, and sometimes ask them if we don't teach and if we don't do what we teach, and we do. So those of you who are up in the upper Midwest and that want to be, that we have our boot camp coming up. It's the same day as the start of the Minneapolis meeting. The Minneapolis dinner reception is on the 23rd, Tuesday night, the 23rd. So I do my boot camps in the same building, in the same rooms, as my friends in Minneapolis. I'm not part of their company, except I'm just one of their producing agents. But that morning, we do a boot camp, and in Las Vegas, I did the introductory part, and the boot camp in Minneapolis is going to be on page 2, and we're going to be talking about how to approach people to get them to open up and talk about their long-term care plans that they've made for each other. We're going to be talking about the Strength Income approach for the Retire Now software and how that works in the estate planning funding process. And I'm going to be teaching you how to ask the health questions that you need to ask to get people so that you understand who's closest to the cliff. Mike Bemis and some of his cohorts, I hope, they haven't solidified it yet, but we're going to be talking about the products that we recommend that you use to start with, and how to get those products sent to you by email to look at without you having to do all the work. So this is Independence Day week. Sometimes I think I'm independent. Sometimes I think I'm working too hard, and I'm a slave to my company. I really like what I do, and I really like the momentum that's going on. And I learn things, and I get more rejection because I have more momentum. But rejection doesn't bother me at all. I like to kid them, say, well, you don't know what you're missing. So, if they don't want to talk to me, it's okay. I've got plenty of people to talk to, and I want to teach you how to do that. If you have plenty of people to talk to, all you got to do next is say the right things when you talk to them. Okay, so I'll answer any more questions. If not, I'm going to stop. Lisa, do you have any more questions? This is your last chance until the holiday. And then I think next Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about the art and the science of one-to-many.
Nothing more in the chat, Randall. The only thing was Greg said people are going to want the registration information for the boot camp.
Okay. Just tell them to send me a note and I'll send it to them. I don't have it right here in front of me, but I know I need to get it to you. Lisa, we're going to send it out to everybody probably tomorrow morning. Would that be okay?
Sounds perfect.
Send it out to all the licensees and listen, the boot camp doesn't cost you anything. I'll buy you breakfast. I'll teach you what I know in the morning. I'll buy you lunch and I'll show you some things you need to know in the afternoon. And I'll introduce you to some people that you probably want to meet. And if you want to be a Simplicity agent, let me know. I'll introduce you to Mike Demas, and because he'll only let you come by invitation to his show that's Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I will tell you this: my licensees that I know about that they actually talk to me about what they're doing in the given month of June wrote over $3 million worth of index annuities. That's a lot. So my students just in June that I know about made somewhere between $180,000 and $210,000 or more. So you got to come meet some of them. They'll be at that meeting at the boot camp. And if you're not making what you want to make, try talking to some people that might be making that much money. And they'll share it with you. I don't know anybody at those boot camps or those meetings that won't talk to you about what they do. Susan, you've been there. You know the kind of people that attend those meetings and come and osmose with the rest of us and learn what's missing. Learn what other people are doing. But anyway, I've had a long day. I'm going to stop unless you have any more questions. I hope you all have a happy Independence Day. I just remember, yes.
Mike Carolus said in the chat, have a great 4th, Randy.
Well, thank you, Mike. And I hope you can come up to Minneapolis. I think it's time we got you into a breakout mode, and I think I know how to do it. So I hope you can come. Anybody else? But thank you a lot. I know you're busy with the roofs, but I know that your alternative goal might be to help people and help them benefit from a conversation with you about their current estate plan. And you're in an industry that needs that more than you know. Anything else?
Nothing more. Greg just said osmos, which I'm not sure what that means.
Osmos. Who said that, Greg? Greg, if you osmos.
Well, actually, I said Oz, like the Wizard of Oz, and Mos.
Okay.
And to be osmotic are to just absorb the ambiance, the information, the knowledge is going to be flowing in Minneapolis.
It will be. It will be. And you only absorb what you're open to.
Yep.
So, and you may be sitting next to somebody that can change your life. You may be sitting to somebody that can say one thing to you that'll help you move forward or help you get rid of I don't know, somebody used to call it stinking thinking. If you've got stinking thinking, it's time to change your mindset. And to do that, you need a pattern and a process and a go-to first interview and a system that can be measured. So I hope that's what you learn to do. Bruce, you got a question there? I see your hands raised. Bruce, final word?
You need to unmute, Bruce. I've asked him.
Come on, Bruce, you can do it.
Yeah, Randy, I think it was Zig Ziglar who talked about stinking thinking and hardening of the attitudes.
Okay, it probably was.
Yeah.
But I see a hand raised. I'll try to answer your question if you'll ask it.
You need to unmute, Bruce.
Or type
I've
it in.
asked him. I can't unmute him for him.
Okay.
I can only ask him.
Okay. Well, is there anybody else in there want to chat about anything before I go?
Then Mike Carolus said, have a great 4th, everyone.
Good. And listen,
And great.
have a great 5th and 6th. Launch your business. Take control. You're the president. You're the leader. Lead. Okay. I guess everybody's done.
Then
I'll
Greg
see you
said, you all be safe and healthy and stay healthy.
Well, thank you, Greg. I wish you that too. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off, and I hope you enjoyed today, and we'll see you next week.
Great. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.